Hello and welcome to the channel. I thought it was time that I did a little bit of an update and showed you how the tank has been progressing here. This is my Roma 240. As you can see, things are progressing rather nicely. So this is the tank as it is on day 94 since we first set up here on the channel. And it's getting there, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting there. So we've got quite a few fish in the tank now, and every night before I go to bed I usually turn the TV off and I come and I just sit here on the sofa and I look at my fish, and it's such a relaxing, beautiful hobby that I wish I'd done it sooner. But let's get a little bit closer and have a look what we've actually got in the tank right now. I can explain and talk you through a few little things. First of all, down here we've got one Ramshorn Snail, and there's a Nerite underneath, and I call him Speedy because once he's in full flow he absolutely flies around this tank. Now the CO2, which is actually on at the minute, which is why it looks a little bit cloudy here in the tank at the minute, I had that on for around 7 hours, with it turning off an hour before the lights go off, and the lights come on an hour before, should I say, it comes on an hour before the lights. And I'm using the Fluval Roma Aquascape, the plant version 3.0, and I have it set so that there is no blue in the spectrum at all, because blue tends to encourage hair algae. But what you may notice in a lot of these plants now, we've completely eradicated the hair algae. Now a lot of people said it was just part of the fresh cycle and then it would disappear on its own, but what I tended to find is during that period small plants such as the moss and the hair grass and things like that were absolutely covered in it, but I just removed them completely, including, as you can see at the back, I put in that little sort of a, if my fish will move, I put in that little thing at the back, got my fish one at my lamplight, which was for the shrimps to hide in, and it came with a moss that was covered in it, and that as well has disappeared. If you pull back you can see we've actually got some, is it called the Basalis, this hair grass, which is just beautiful because it flows in the water stream back and forth, especially with that in there, which is the Hydor powerhead. Now it does look a little bit horrible covered in that netting, I agree, but that was because I put in some small fish in here and I didn't want them to get damaged or hurt or even killed, including the shrimps, in the Hydor water pump. So that's why that's on. It looks a little bit ghastly, but the shrimps do go on it and they do love eating it. So before we get on to the actual fish that we've got in here, as you can see on this side, I actually can't remember without looking at my list which plant this is, but honestly this plant here, including the Amazon swords at the back, I have taken probably 50% of this stuff out of the tank in the last week or so. It grows like absolute dynamite. Honestly, this plant, if you know what this is, I know what it is if I go look at my list, but I'm just not sure right now as I'm doing the video. But this plant here, it grows like you would not believe. It probably goes 4 or 5 inches a day, no joke, and that is with CO2 and fertilizers. And this side of the tank, you can see we've got all sorts down here, and I've just put in this new, I think this is called, is it Christmas? A carpeting plant that I've just put in, hopefully, because I'm hoping to fill in this area down here and down under there. And I also want to get some moss here eventually and tie it onto this wood so we can get this nice wood effect. In fact, I'm just going to try and change the exposure on the camera because that looks brighter than it actually is in real life. So let's have a look at some of the fish that we've got in here, because I've really got quite a collection now of just beautiful fish that I wanted a different type of colour. We'll start off with these orange ones here. These are Mickey Mouse Platties, and it may not come out on the video, but these are absolutely stunningly beautiful fish. And as you can see the Mickey Mouse pattern on the tail there, which is where they get their name from. These fish are around probably 2 inches long, and they really are a beautiful, vibrant orange colour. They're not as bright here because they're not quite under the light. They like to poop a lot, I'll tell you that. They do poop a lot, but they are such a vibrant colour here. It's just absolutely stunning. We've also got, what have we got? You can see that fish there, this one here. This is a Drape Fin Tetra, and the reason I got these was because they were in the tank on their own, and I didn't like the fact that there was just 3 of them. I felt sorry for them, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get those, so I can get them to come out. There's another one here. That is a Drape Fin. They've got a large black eye, and on the top tail, on the dorsal fin, there's a yellow stripe and a black stripe, and they have a little spot on the tail. Beautiful fish, absolutely beautiful. Those big red eyes. Where's the red flashing? I'll try and cover that red flashing. So yeah, I've got 3 of those because there was only 3 left of the shop, and I thought, you know what, I can't leave you. I've got to get you. Beautiful fish, beautiful. The next fish, which has actually turned out to be my favourite fish here in the tank, is over here. No, it's not these platties, although these guppies, sorry, these guppies are beautiful, and they add a real vibrancy. There are 2 types in there. There's this kind of orange flame tail ones, and we also have another type which look like they're hiding. There's another flame tail there, which is pure yellow on the tail. I'm trying to find them. There's actually one under there at the back. I think they're actually hiding. There we go. You can see this one here. It's got a beautiful bright yellow, really bright vibrant yellow colour. Absolutely stunning here in the tank. But as I mentioned, that's not my favourite. My favourite fish at the minute are these ones here. These tiny little tetras. And these are called reed tetras. Beautiful tiny little silver fish with a black mark with a white spot on its tail, and just under the eye, ever so occasionally, you will see a slight blue glow. They're so beautiful, and they are tiny. I've noticed as well that as the light starts to drop at the end of the day, they will stick together. A lot of these fish are really kind of relaxed now, hence this one here, the Drape Fin, on his own. And once your schooling fish start to separate, it's either illness or they're just extremely comfortable here in the tank. So they will float around, forage, look for food, and then they will go back into their little groups. But I really love these reed tetras. I probably would get some more. They don't grow much bigger than this, but they're just such a beautiful small fish, different size here in the tank, and I absolutely love them. I've also got some more of the platties here. I'm trying to find out where the yellowtail ones are. They're all hiding at the back for some reason. They know they're on camera. Of course, we have our beautiful Cardinal Tetras, which are a staple here in the hobby, and they're just stunning. No matter what time of day it is, they're just a beautiful fish. And we've got around 10 of those in the tank as well. And of course, we have our Rummy Tetra there, which are just outside the light here in the tank, so they're not glowing up as bright as they should be. But another fantastic fish that I absolutely love. So barring the snails and those fish in there, I think you've pretty much seen everything. I have really seen this lotus plant here absolutely explode with growth, and whether that is down to the CO2 and the tank is finally sort of coming to its final state, hopefully that should be a good sign. Taken out some of the Amano Shrimp on this side, but it's this side that I want to fill in here. You see, I've just planted these today because I want this to become a carpeted plant, and hopefully it will move under here, under the actual wood. Well, that's the hope anyway. We've got a Nerite Snail in there. Now the Amano Shrimps, they're doing extremely well. You can see one over here, hopefully on the rock. We've got quite a few, probably 4 or 5 now, that are pushing over 2 inches in size. They don't seem to come out as often as they used to do. They used to be all over the wood here, eating the microfilm. But I have got a little pot. There's a couple down there behind the wood. I have got a pot now that I put in from the Shrimp King that adds a film to everything, so it gives them plenty of diversity of food. As you can see, it's a bit messy because I fed them not so long ago. But the tank is getting there. It's definitely starting to grow in. The fish are just beautiful. The water is obviously a lot clearer once the CO2 is not on, as it's putting microbubbles everywhere here at the moment. But I really haven't had any problems with hair moss or hair algae or any type of fungus. Well, literally, I shouldn't say fungus, you know what I mean. I haven't had any issues at all There is a little bit of muck on the side here, but I'm leaving that for the shrimps and the snails to attack. Now unfortunately I've only got 3 blue dreams left, and you can see one just up there, probably hiding up there, and there is a couple of other ones in there that are quite large and probably 1.5 inches across, which are not going to get much bigger, but they tend to come out just as the lights are going down, as they are nocturnal feeders. But I've got to give you the update on day 96 that it can take a long time, but once your tank starts to get there, the growth just exceptional, and it really does take over. And if you'd like me to do a video on what nutrition I'm actually putting, on what fertilizers and things like that I'm putting in this tank now, I've hopefully got it fairly stable. I've only, since day 1, I've only lost 2 fish, and one was a cardinal the day that they went in, and the other one was one of the platties, which again, if I can get a better shot of the platties, there we go, the bright yellow ones, this one over here. I lost one of those on day 2 after they were put in, and I did acclimatise them well enough, but hey oh, 2 fish out of 90 odd days I don't think is that bad at all. Now I'll leave you with some more close-up shots of my fish. If you've got any comments or feedback, please let me know in the comments box below. See you in another video coming real soon. Bye bye.